Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming down. My name is Ted O'Brien. I'm the executive director. Do we have any new residents here at the meeting? Any new residents, just by a show of hands? No? Okay. I know we got quite a number of new residents that have moved in, and I want to thank you, current, and existing residents, and welcoming everyone to the community. I know it's been difficult for everyone making a transition, of this nature to a community, whether it be from a single-family home, from a different city, but obviously, getting into an environment where you're sharing a lot of common space together, can create some anxiety and stress, and but time and time again, I see this community really step up with a lot of the members here in a way that is pretty remarkable, and very appreciative, which is part of why I love seeing this community thrive so much. So we've done a number of things in the community since last month. If you all noticed out front, the Circle Drive, we've had a new awning put up. That was put up and then damaged, and then a little arguing back and forth with the company. They came out and they redid it, so it's looking pretty nice and fancy, and that should last us quite a while. So we're excited about that. The carpeting that we had laid down is not the right carpeting, so if you noticed, we had them come back out and there's tape on it. Obviously we're not paying for a carpet that we have to tape together, so they are going to come back out with new carpeting that they're going to be gluing down that will be much more rugged, which will allow us to, again, have a nice fresh look to the community again. Some other projects that are coming up, the commercial retail tenant signage out front up on Sheridan Road. We are going to be planning on replacing that. It will be a very nice blue. So really, the dated dark tan brown, won't know what color it is exactly, but that signage is pretty dated and old, and quite honestly, there's probably some retail tenants that we have that aren't being represented by the signage that's above them. So we want to get that replaced and done in a very nice way, so that it just makes your community look a little more presentable when people drive by. Speaking of retail tenants, there is a new retail tenant out front, my hair salon, I think it is, right? Or my salon. They seem like they're a very ambitious tenant. They've got a nice clientele that they brought in from the outside. So as of right now, all of the street front tenants are full. We're pretty excited about that. And and if you've noticed, we've done a lot of work recently on the building, just kind of scoping out your apartments, making sure that, the outlets are working right. And this is very important for us to really just get a gauge on what we need to do overall, prioritize projects, make sure that, we are attacking things in a proactive way versus a reactive way. I don't like to have to manage crises and fires, and things of that nature. I'd rather be more proactive in our approach, so that things like your bathtub or flooding or something like that, or not draining right, is addressed before it happens. So I do appreciate everybody's patience in that. There were rumors going around, and I think I shared this last year when I came back. If you hear a rumor and it hasn't been validated by me, don't believe it, okay? Because it's not true. The rumors that were circulating about us selling the building, I don't know who started that. I'd like to know, but it's not true, okay? So if you know something I don't know, I'd like to hear it, okay? And if you're going to question me, I'm going to ask you who told you that, so that I can track it back and find out where they got their information, because it's not true. So rumors, not good, okay? It's unnecessary, and it wastes a lot of time. So if you have a question and you want to know the answer, and it's an answer that I can give you, I'll give you the answer if I know it, okay? So I got a total of 12 minutes. I don't know how much, what am I, 6 minutes now? Okay, so I got a total of 12 minutes of speaking, and then 3 minutes of questions. But, you know, just to make sure that you guys have enough opportunity to ask questions, I'm going to stop speaking, okay? And I'm going to open the floor so that you can ask some questions. And I think you have a question. You're very welcome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Very gracious gesture.
My pleasure.
Okay. You know, Ted, I'm wondering if we might in the future develop some quality of life indicators, such as the ratio of density of population here, including visitors, to days of elevator service working.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're happy to welcome new visitors. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
I was a new visitor. I got in.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a little concerning when the elevators seem to be going down more and more.
Yeah.
And we keep getting more and more people with assisted walking devices and so forth. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going on taking other people's time. But that's just something I wondered if you and the management team might consider.
Yeah, so I think, and thank you for asking. The question, if I can just kind of summarize, I think what you're saying is, you know, are there any measuring tools, like quality indicators that we can look at to determine, you know, specifically like elevator usage, you know, and how it impacts each of you in a positive or a negative way? And the answer to that is yes, we do. Now, it's not a perfect science, but, you know, I think what we do is we do this on a day-by-day basis, assuming that we have 4 operating elevators. One of the things that we look at is that we look at, you know, do we have any move-ins that day? Do we have any programs that are occurring that are going to, you know, have a lot of people with attendance, you know, join that program? Are there outings? You know, all of these things we look at, and then, you know, we say, okay, well, if we've got one that's being tied up for a move, and we've got 3 operating elevators, and the traffic flow should not impact based on these things not, you know, overlapping each other, then we should be okay. But if they are overlapping each other, then we talk about that in our morning meeting, and we say, okay, we may need to have someone assist with running an elevator during this period of time. And if we do, you know, we want to be on top of it to mitigate any kind of stress and anxiety that each of you may be incurring, or, you know, or feeling, you know, during the high peak usage times of the elevators. It's not a perfect science, but, you know, we are. So one of the things, as our population is growing, one of the things that I did when I was here before, when we were back in the 420 occupied apartments, I think we had about 460 people in the community at the time, we hired a full-time designated elevator operator, okay? And what that individual does, you know, once, you know, anyone, you know, when we run an elevator, is that to make sure that we're capturing everyone on the floor, we will take one elevator and we'll run it all the way up to the top, 34. Then we pick up people until it's full. And if it's full on floor 20, then we drop it down, bypassing everybody from floors 19 down, but we bring it all the way down to 3, 2, and 1. Then we bring it all the way back up to floor 19 and drop it again, so that, you know, we're picking people up that might have been missed. And we continue to do that until the floors are clear, okay? That seems to be pretty effective. It's not effective in a way where you know, once you've been waiting, you know, you're pretty frustrated at that time. So that's why we try to look at and gauge, you know, when we really should have someone to run an elevator. Now, when an elevator goes out, we have no idea when that's going to occur. We try to be proactive with the equipment that's needed to repair an elevator, which is why I ordered a new motherboard when we had the elevator out for a month. They had to fabricate a new motherboard. I ordered a new one. Well, guess what? The elevator 4 that was out, that new motherboard was installed, okay? So that really lessened the time of that elevator going out. So we were able to really kind of, you know, be more proactive in the tools that we have to make sure that that elevator would be up and operable again. So I don't know if that answers your question, but we are looking at those things daily, and we're going to continue to try to do so. If you have more measuring tools that, you know, you can suggest that we look at, we're happy, we're all ears, okay? All right. Sherry? Sherry Fruit.
Follow-up, the question of the elevators. Also, talk about stress level. It's becoming very hard to get on the elevator because people are getting stressed out and they're taking their anger and frustration out on the other residents. Because I got the F word thrown at me twice the other day.
Fun?
That's the first time that's happened
Yeah.
since I've been here. I did report it to Brittany.
Yeah.
So this person has a reputation of
Yeah.
being like that, you know, but
Yeah.
that's ugly. And if I may follow up, so I don't know what you can do about people, but it's just getting crazy with the elevator
Yeah.
because people are just freaking out. You know, they're taking their anger and frustration out on us, and we're all trying to get to our destination.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, I thank you very much for the incident yesterday with the lady that was parked on the circle sidewalk that you could not go past. We've been running into that with the scooters.
Yeah.
Uber scooters and everything, they parked them right in the middle of the sidewalk. I took a couple of pictures and gave them to Christina so she could see another resident actually move the scooter and put it over to the bike rack in front of the wow. Another gentleman tried and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be doing that.
No.
But
no.
you came to my rescue with the lady on the sidewalk because she was on the sidewalk and she was nasty, and you got a taste of her nastiness.
Yeah.
And you finally told her you have to move your
Yeah.
vehicle now. And I appreciate that. I just want you to know.
Well, thank you very much. And yeah, I thank you. I do encourage people, you know, I know it can be frustrating. You know, obviously it's a high-rise building. We have more people that are using assisted devices to ambulate and remain independent. You know, and I'm happy that you are using those things to remain independent. And it does crowd the elevator to the point to where maybe you can only get 3 or 4 people in. You know, be patient. You know, be neighborly. I mean, you know, cursing at another resident, that's uncalled for. I mean, you know, I get your frustration, but, you know, why do that to someone else? It just does not come back well for you. So, yes, ma'am.
Okay, talking about the elevators. Sometimes it's true that it's full of these things and yet there is no room for you. But many times people are in the front, sitting. They have these big garages
Yeah.
with a seat, and they sit there and they don't move, and then nobody can get in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just-
I don't think this is fair. If they have a
Yeah.
seat, fold it and stand up.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and I'm not gonna, I mean, if we want to talk about elevators, I probably have another minute, and that's about it. But last thing is that, you know, again, be courteous. You know, if you got room behind you and people are trying to get on the elevator, let them in, you know? I mean, it's just being neighborly. So, I'm sorry, I got one more question, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Regarding rumors and other messages that we want to send to you, what should we do so we get a reply back?
Yeah, well, I
I
mean,
think you realize that if
What's
we
the
send you a
question?
message, we frequently do not get a response. So I think
yeah.
we feel like, oh, why should we report to you?
Well, if you're not getting a response, it's because I never got your message. So the question was, what do you do about rumors if you have a question you want a response back? If you email me, okay, I've shared this before. Our email system, we have a very tight technology security system, and there's reasons for that. We don't allow emails just to come in blanket from anywhere, okay? So depending on what your email address is, I may not have ever gotten it, which would be very frustrating to you, or it'd be frustrating to me if I sent an email and was expecting a response and didn't get it, right? But
email address, it
but-
probably won't be recognized.
it may not be recognized. So what I tell people is that if you send me an email and you don't get a response, assume that I did not get it, because I didn't, all right? There are 3 ways of communicating: face-to-face, which is by far the best way; phone, okay, which is voice-to-voice; or, if you have to, email. But ask any question. If you have a question, please ask, and I'm getting the hook here, so I appreciate everybody's time, and, I want to talk to you. Well, we could talk after the meeting. I've got a timeline, Mr. Waller, so allow me to pass this on to the next person so that everyone can have.
Should be apprised of what I've got to say.
Well,
Everybody here.
Mr. Waller,
Even yourself.
okay, I've got a timeline that we're trying to keep on for everyone here, okay?
But I'll give you this. I got burglarized over $2,000 worth of jewelry.
Okay, so did you call the police?
No, I haven't called. I
Okay.
just found out Sunday.
Well, I encourage you to call the police and file a report, okay?
I'm not even gonna do that.
Okay.
And my unit was supposed to be ready.
Mr. Waller, you cannot monopolize everybody's time here. So if you want to talk about this, I'm happy to have conversation with you. But we've got a whole staff here that needs to talk. So I'm happy to have one-on-one with you, okay? Please call the police. If you get burglarized or something is stolen, folks, I'm not the police, okay? None of my staff are the police.
But your staff have keys.
Mr. Waller, call the police, file a report. I'm happy to cooperate with the police. I'm happy to cooperate with you. If you have specific knowledge of someone stealing something from you, I would love to know that. If you can substantiate that, okay? And that goes for anyone else. So, but if you can't, I'm not the police, I'm not an investigator, okay? So we encourage you to call the police. We encourage each of you to have renter's insurance, because if you look at your contract, we are not responsible for lost or stolen items, okay? So, there you go. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Milton, the Senior Community Relations Director.
Hey y'all, I'm Penny Cato, the Move Coordinator.
I am going to start today just by thanking everyone. I know there are those moments, I'm sorry Sherry, you've had one of somebody being frustrated. We also have many moments of all your happy faces, whether we're on the elevator with tours or quite frankly in the common areas when we see you doing exercise and cards and things like that. That's what people are here to see. If people are having a good time and they're engaged in activities like those. So we really do appreciate that. And one of the things, so we're often working on marketing the community, and Penny's going to talk about something we're all doing that you can help with. And here it is.
So one of the groups that we really want to thank, besides obviously you all, our residents, are our first responders. Those are the people that look out for us, take care of us. We call them, they're here within minutes. So next Wednesday, we will be taking lunch over to Fire Station 83, Engine 83, at 1200 West Wilson. They're here now and then, and they look out for us, they take good care of us, they take good care of you. And so we made this tiny card, and we're going to put it in the back on a table back there next to this sign-up sheet for SIA. It'll be on the next table with a whole bunch of beautiful, colorful markers, and we would love for all of you to sign it, leave it back there for a few days, and then we'll take it with some of Antonio's home cooking on Wednesday and show him a little love. So thank you.
Does anybody have a question for me or What day Penny? did she say? We're going to take it on the 7th.
A week
So we'll
from
leave
tomorrow.
it back here so you all can,
Next Wednesday, August 7th. Me and a bunch of coleslaw heading over to the fire engine.
and some meat.
That's me.
Thank you.
I'm gonna stick it back here.
Hello, I'm Christina Elger, the Director of Hospitality and Resident Services. I just have a couple things. The lost and found, I didn't get a chance to bring it up here today. because I was in on a phone call.
Can we get a hook for the person that won't stop talking over here?
Yeah, if we can just have it down so that we can get through, all of the managers can get through so that you can. Mr. Nolan, everybody wants to hear what's going on. I appreciate if you allow me to speak and let everyone hear. Lost and found, I didn't get a chance to bring the bucket up, but please check the lost and found if you're missing anything. I will empty it probably August 1st, and those items will either be donated or disposed of. So please check the lost and found bucket in the mailroom. The Healthy Living Program continues on. August 5th will be Hansa Medical Group back in here, and they will have another wonderful program. They always have good prizes and snacks, so come and see what Hansa has for next month. Door hangers. Both maintenance and housekeeping have new door hangers. So when they miss you and you weren't home during their service, you'll get a door hanger on the door. This is maintenance. So you'll see that hanging on your door for a maintenance team, and this is housekeeping. So you'll know who to contact in case you missed them. Life alert buttons. If you have a life alert in your apartment, or like something that you wear in case you have an accident, if you can contact them and make sure that the breaker's front desk is part of the numbers that they call when you have an accident and they're going to send out EMS, that really helps us reserve an elevator for them and be prepared when they get here. We have a sheet that we give them with your information on it. But if we don't get that call when they show up at our door, we have no way of knowing where they're going, what they need, or to even reserve an elevator. And we all know at times elevators are not always easily accessible, so we want to get them to your apartment as quickly as possible. So if you give our number to whoever is your life alert call button emergency system, that just really helps us out and helps you. Concierge desk. I know that you all love all the folks that work at the concierge desk. They are really wonderful. It's a phenomenal team that we have down there. They're also very busy. When you call the front desk, please state your business. Let them know exactly what it is you need, a work order, you're coming down, you got a package notice and you need that package delivered, whatever the case may be, and then end the phone call. They are constantly, that phone rings constantly when they're on the phone call with someone who is, complaining they haven't gotten the elevator to their floor, or they don't understand why something's happening in the building. The concierge desk needs to get your information to the department that can assist and then move on to helping the next resident. If you are able to book your own taxi, please do so. That phone call is a very lengthy phone call. To have to call the company, give them the address, have them repeated, then you have to wait because they're going to tell you what the cab number is that's coming, and it's a long phone call. If you're able to, please book your own taxi. We're happy to turn on the cab light, but those specific ones that we have to do where you want us to call, it just takes time. If you're unable to call, we're happy to help, but if you're able to do that, it just really gives us a helping hand. That's all I have. Anybody have questions? I'm going to start this way.
Just more with what Ted had said, but this is also helpful. Yeah. Can you put up signs? Where you come out of the garage, that side of the building, and people will occasionally park their car there when they're waiting for someone. Why can't you put up signs there that say, delivery parking, please park here? Because when Amazon and the other people, Grubhub, whatever the stuff is, park in front, they're blocking us from getting in our cabs. They disappear for who knows how long, but they have to stop here. They could just pull over there, pull up on the curb the way other people do. Park and be out of everybody's way, because when the ambulance comes, I don't know what happens when they're there. But I saw this last week, all of us trying to get into our cabs, and all these places making deliveries.
Yeah, we can look at that so that they're not blocking the sidewalk, but we can talk about that. Her question was, can we have a designated area for deliveries such as like Amazon or Grubhub or whomever is delivering? So we'll talk about it. Sure.
What you mentioned about the responsibility of the concierge desk. We have less than probably 100 people in the showroom right now. We have over 400 and some odd people total in this place. Wouldn't it be nice to send a flyer around, because not everybody knows the responsibilities of the concierge desk, what they can do and what they can't do.
Yeah, I have a memo ready to go out tonight that will discuss that. So thank you. She wants a memo to go out about the responsibilities of the concierge desk. So we'll send something out. Mary, remember I'm limited on time. I'll get the hook.
I just wanted to say that earlier this week, my service dog was kicked by one of the new residents. And I find that unacceptable and a mistake. We are a dog-friendly society here, and if you don't like dogs, then I'm sorry, I think we need to apply. It's not very easy.
Thank you, Mary. Mary is saying that someone kicked her dog the other day when they were getting off the elevator. We're a community that is pet friendly. When you toured here, you probably saw at least one, if not more, a dog being walked or on the elevator. Please be courteous. We all have to live here together, and we don't want anyone's animal to be hurt.
I clarify something. I am giving you this to my being person, going to my church, without my being there. Is that true? Then of the influence as well, or if I ever request that something repaired in the place, that I have to be there? The concierge just told me that I have to be there. Is that true? Or can I allow someone, maintenance, to come in? If you just showed us the sign that they agreed, that must mean that I don't have to be there.
So her question is I've given permission for housekeeping to come in. Does that permission for housekeeping to enter, does that also pertain to maintenance? Yes, it can, but sometimes we need you there to be with maintenance for certain tasks that they're going to be doing in your apartment. The one I can think of is like hanging pictures. We wouldn't want to hang pictures with you not there. But it can pertain if concierge desk is asking for you to be there. There must be a reason they're asking. If you can give permission for them to enter without your presence. Absolutely. When you make the call, tell them it's okay that maintenance can enter without your attention or without your attendance. Yeah, they will make a note of it on the work order. Yeah. Barbara.
Christina, the CDC is reporting an uptick in COVID cases as of July 25th this year, and I happen to know for a fact that there are cases here. So that Ted doesn't have to shut us down again like he did when he saved lives in 2020. He saved us in 2020. We don't want to be, I don't want to be shut down. This is a captive audience setting, and I think we can keep our number of cases down. Will you check into what CDC is saying and send out something that, because it's recommended that after you test, and you have no fever without taking medication, that you're okay, but I didn't read the whole article, will you?
Yeah, I look at it about every day, if not every other day. Barbara's comment is, are we watching the COVID numbers in Chicago? I have been. It hasn't gotten anywhere near, COVID is not anywhere near what it was when it first came. So I do watch the numbers to assure that we are.
Christina, you happen to know that I have 40 years of experience in public health. And what I'm talking about is when I say captive audience, we're older, we're more vulnerable because we have lots of compromised immune systems because of certain things. Anyway, for our population, when they call downstairs and say they've got COVID, is there a protocol that we can adopt while there is an uptick?
If something needs to go out, yes, it goes out to those in particular residents that have COVID if they report. Most times now, people don't report and they don't know that they have it until after. There's been many people that don't report until after or not at all.
But there are certain things you do to incentivize that, like you can have your meals brought up, I heard, without a cost. And I'm just suggesting that we are told that in this community, we'd like to help each other stay well.
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to respiratory diseases like COVID.
Absolutely. The best thing you can do for yourself, wash your hands, just as you did before, and wear a mask if you have concerns.
Correct. Masking in the elevator all the time. I wear all the time in the
Go ahead.
elevator.
If you're taken to the emergency room, is your emergency contact person automatically notified? Or do you have to ask that you notify them under certain circumstances? And then the other thing is, when do you automatically notify the emergency contact on behalf of the resident?
Hold on one second. I know when we go, we do ask, would you like us to contact your emergency contact?
Yeah, I think it's a preference. We're independent living, so to answer that question, if you're brought to the hospital, do we automatically notify your emergency or next emergency contact? The answer is no, okay, because everyone has a preference. Where it's required is more at the hospital setting, okay? So if you're admitted to the emergency room and you need someone to be contacted, the emergency room social service department generally does that, okay? We will follow up with the hospital for you to see how you're doing, but we generally don't do that. There's a lot of different family dynamics with different individuals, and your privacy is very important to us. So if you would prefer us to do that, you can note that. So if you do leave and we're aware that you're going to the hospital, we will call your emergency contact, okay? So we're happy to do that for you, but that's...
And we also provide the first responders with your
Yeah,
emergency.
and the first responders are provided with your emergency contact information. So just so you know, if we don't call, again, the hospital has that information, the first responders has that information. Okay. Yes, thank you.
So it's very important, one second, Mary, it's very important that you keep that information that we keep at the front desk, that resident data form, keep that updated. If somebody in your family has changed a phone number or moved and isn't at that address, please update the information at the concierge desk. All right, I'm going to come back to you, Mary.
I just want to say that in the 10 years, there's not one time that I've been able to the emergency room where there's not one time.
And Mary's saying that every time she's gone to the hospital, we have contacted. Yes.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, I have to get back to the dogs.
Okay, we're not, okay, I'm going to,
Rosario?
Rosario?
Let me tell you this, because the lady said that somebody kicked the dog. You know, sometimes they leave the dog loose in the elevator and you cannot get in. That's what I want to say. Okay, if they have a dog there, hold it tight so that it doesn't go around all over the place and you cannot get in. That's all I wanted to say. I don't have anything against dogs, even though I'm allergic, but that's okay. But at least they can hold them.
And the dog information, Rosario, thank you. The dog information has gone out to every pet owner. Dogs, cats, all the pet owners know their rules.
Yeah, but
I'm
they
out
don't-
of time, folks. I'm sorry. If you have other questions, you can email me, call me, or stop me.
Hi everyone, I'm Donna Pennycamp. I'm the business office manager and I also oversee the front desk. For those of you that have been here for a while, or at least prior to the college summer breaks, we will be welcoming back Sophia. Sophia was a per diem concierge for approximately 3 months last year, and she went home for the summer, but she will be returning in a couple of weeks. So please welcome her back when you see her. Other than that, we are running a tight ship at the front desk and in the back of the house with the business office. Any questions for me? Sherry?
What was her question?
Whose?
To Christina,
Who?
the young lady with the, her walker in front of us.
I think she was making a comment about dogs.
About me? Yes, I was making a comment about
Yeah.
dogs. Yeah,
So, any
they
questions
should
for
hold
me?
them tight there.
Way in the back?
Yeah, I just wanna thank you guys for, helping me through a lot of tough times and, there's kids in particular, for instance, I just wanna mention about the taxi cab, who sort of spoiled me a little bit, taking and, helping get cabs, I didn't know it was so difficult, but I just wanna humbly, say you guys are great, that's all I'm saying.
Thanks. So the comment from Elise was she was actually thanking the front desk and saying how much they've been, how helpful they've been. Yeah. The front desk, yeah. Thank you for that applause for the front desk. They have a very difficult job. As Christina mentioned, the phone is constantly ringing. I say it's feast or famine up there. It's never just one phone call coming in. It's always three. It's never one phone call at a time. It's never just one person at the desk at a time. So I appreciate if everyone can cooperate and with sort of the outline that Christina discussed to help the front desk and help each other, actually. Yeah, I'm out of time. So, thank you all.
Thank you.
Hi, I am Avery, the HR manager. For the last month, I've spent a lot of time recruiting, trying to get our best dining room manager in, also looking for bus drivers and for servers. We welcomed in a new person on our housekeeping team who I'll let Liz talk about. We've also welcomed Daniel, Diana, and Matt to our server team. So be sure to say hello, welcome to any of our new team members. The token program's going well. There's a lot of excitement amongst the team. Every day someone's in my office redeeming gift cards mostly, but lots of other prizes as well. So we are still working out some kinks with the distribution of it. I know it hasn't been consistent, but there's a group of us on the management team that are meeting today to try to figure out the best way to get it done. Any questions for me? Yes.
Yes, many of us were wondering, I'm speaking loud, many of us were wondering what it takes to get a reward, like, is it, just be a little transparent about the process, and what are the gifts like? Do you need to have more than one token? And also sometimes some of us don't get tokens, but that's another question, I'll deal with you.
Thank you. Yes, so she was asking for a little more clarity on the collecting of the tokens for the team members and how they should be given out.
No, the gifts.
In the gifts, yes.
I'm interested in.
Yeah, mostly in the gifts. So we have different merch. We've had people requesting hats, shirts and jackets, different things like that. We have some like power banks, some like portable cell phone chargers, umbrellas. These are, some of the more like low ticket items where they only need a couple of tokens to get. The big ticket items are the gift cards, and I've been letting them pick where they want them from: Target, Amazon, Starbucks. And a great number of people have already been able to collect enough of those larger ticket items.
And how much?
So $25 each. We've had, I think,
And
probably like 6.
So how many tokens do they need?
They need 20 tokens to get the $25 gift card. So.
Send out flyers.
You would like a flyer? Yeah, so we have that information for the team members. I'm not sure that it is necessary for the residents to know about all of it, but if you do want to see those gifts. I've been listening to the team members and what, because this is for them. This is how we show our appreciation to them. So I've been keeping most of the contact communication with them. But if there is interest to know more about the exact prizes that are being given out, we can get that out too. Yes, one more question.
Yeah, from a standpoint of camaraderie and getting together with people after breakfast and after dinner, one of the problems we're running into is the fact that the vacuum cleaners are clicked on right in the middle of that, and we therefore lose the opportunity to really enjoy the camaraderie with our fellow organ members here. Is there any rule about that, or is it just turn it on when you want to turn it on? Because it's very
Yes, so he was asking about the timing of the cleaning up after breakfast and dinner. It's interfering with the ability to mingle and catch up with your friends after meal times. We do have to follow a schedule to make sure that the very large dining room is clean and ready to go for the next service. I can follow up and make sure that we're not doing it too early. If it's still service time, they should not be vacuuming. But if it is after service has ended, then that is the time that is set aside for cleaning up. Okay. That's all the time I have. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Willie Bell, the Director of Operations. One of the things I want to talk about is my new fire class. It's every last Thursday of the month. So for this August coming up, it's going to be August 29th at 1 p.m. I encourage everyone to come out because if it's an actual fire in the building, you would need to know what to do. Not then and there. But I would love for you to come out so we can educate you on things that you probably don't know about in the building. Second thing is, I would thank everyone for putting work orders in, being patient, and I am working with my team now to respect your privacy in your apartments. I don't want to go in your apartments and start working and you don't know about it. So I'm gonna try to be more proactive and giving phone calls and working with you guys. You gotta be mindful too. I have a short team and we only have 8 hours in a day. So coming towards me and scheduling work orders is probably the best option to go to. Okay? Anyone got any questions for me?
Yeah, I, along with other people, attended the fire seminar. And it was wonderful. There were about 40 people there, if that much. Like 400 people in the building. I would really suggest that you get yourself there. I mean, the life you save may be your own. As a nurse, we went through training twice a year. We had fight. I mean, it was nuts. We could probably give the thing along with you. It was wonderful what you did. And we appreciate it. And really and truly get your butts there, folks. Because the life, we learned stuff. And the life you save could be your own. I mean, get anybody else if you want.
Really?
It was just wonderful. You do everything else really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to extend my thanks to you and your team. You guys are doing a great job, and I think that everyone here that lives here enjoys it. And thanks so much.
Yes, I agree with that.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
The swimming pool. We had it down for 3 months getting it repaired. It was supposed to be fixed on the second floor, so we had it done. It got open, it was back down because nobody was on top of it ordering chlorine tablets. We were 9 days without it. It is back down again because one of the tiles fell in. How soon is this getting resolved and having it back open? I don't go to the pool for the fun of it. I go for dire need for the horrendous amount of arthritis I have. I get up in the morning and get in the pool in order to move. So for me, the pool is a necessity. What is happening on it? How long is it going to be down? How soon can it be open?
So I'm not going home tonight until I clean the pool out completely. I was told you got an event Thursday for the pool. It will be open Thursday.
Thursday. Well, I'm not worried about the events. I come every morning at 7 o'clock.
The question was, the swimming pool has its obstacles of being closed, open, closed, open, closed. The issue with the swimming pool is the third floor has all our water pipes, and the water pipes sweat. So I'm looking into getting bids in new insulation and also ceiling tiles that properly can hold drippage. But for the question for the resident, she uses it for like exercise and physical therapy, and swimming pool is probably one of the reasons many of you guys moved in here. So I told her I was gonna at least finish that work today and have the swimming pool open Thursday.
I wonder about the laundry room, whether there's a regular process for looking at them, seeing what's running, because there are a couple on the 131, the two machines that don't work well. And I called the last time I was up there. The water runs very slowly in one, and then it doesn't fill enough to go through the rest of the cycle. So you have to take all the wet clothes out and put them in another machine if you can find one. But I don't know, the only way I know now to see if it's been repaired is to try to use it, which I don't want to do. I don't want to have that problem again, but, so if we do report something, we don't know if it's taken care of, but they should be just checked out periodically, I think.
Yes, so the washers, the situation with the washers have different settings, from heavy load to light to medium. In that situation, you probably want to schedule time with me, and you can go up there, and I can kind of go through that with you. Because if you have a heavy load on light load,
There's only one washer in the whole building that has that.
They replace them with ones that don't have that.
there's many more settings on the washing machines, and maybe I need to go through like a training through the washing machines with everyone, and then actually go through my washers myself, and then that's something we can sidebar on, other than right here, right now. Okay. Thank you.
Was awful. It came yesterday afternoon. It was a whole floor.
So I'll come chat with you right now after this meeting right now, so we can look into that, okay? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Liz Villalobos, Director of Housekeeping. There's just a couple little announcements I'd like to make. First, my PM houseman is on vacation for 3 weeks, and in that 3 weeks, the coverage would be the gentleman that does the shampooing on Tuesdays. So for August, I won't be doing shampoos until Ahmed returns, and then Jorge can return to doing the shampooing on Tuesdays. And I would need for anybody that would want a shampoo to put the work order in, and then I call you and schedule you a time slot. And second, I was, with Avery's assistance, able to obtain a part-time hybrid housekeeper. Yana is her name, and she will be doing housekeeping on Wednesdays, and housemen also using coverage for the time that Ahmed is gone. Do you have any questions for me? Yes?
Liz, do you let the housekeepers know when somebody has COVID?
If
So
I'm
they don't
informed,
go
yes,
in?
ma'am.
So they don't go into those apartments on those,
Yes, if I'm informed, yes.
if you're informed? So that means people need to call Christina or front desk and say, or how do you guys?
Well, they would need to notify us in order for us to know. We don't know everybody's health
But are you
concern.
coordinating with Christina or somebody to know who's called in? to say I have COVID, and that means everybody who needs to know gets to know, like the housekeepers?
Usually the resident leaves me a message and then I'll just,
So you want us to call front desk and ask, leave a message for Christina and also leave one for you?
no ma'am, if they call the front desk, I'm informed. But a lot of the times, they call my phone and leave me the message.
Gotcha, okay.
Any other questions for me? Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you guys.
Hello, everyone. My name is Molly Rodriguez. I'm the Director of Resident Programming. I am first going to share just a couple things from Antonio because he is down there making dinner for you all and on a meeting. So he has his next menu chat on Wednesday, August 21st. He is going on that third Wednesday of the month having menu chat on the second floor. So if you had any comments or questions for Antonio today, bring them to that menu chat. He did ask that I would remind you all about the upcoming barbecue for Labor Day. And then also Antonio and we have been partnering with the first Thursday of the month being a themed dinner. So this Thursday we're having Olympic happy hour and you have an international dinner. So a lot of different food happening on Thursday. So for programming now, we have 2 bus drivers that Avery is working to hire. One is a full-time bus driver, a little further ahead in the process, and we do have a Saturday bus driver that's in the hiring process as well. Once background and everything goes through, then we will get them in the community as quickly as possible while doing their full training to make sure they're safe to drive you all. We are having Olympic Games being shown downstairs, and then we're having our own Olympic Games every Thursday in August. I'm sure you might have seen it on the buzz. It'll be in your newsletter once you get that too. But come on out for some Olympic Games every Thursday at 1. We're going to try a new one each week. We have a variety of concerts and presentations coming up in August. We have a trio performing on Wednesday the 7th, a duo on Wednesday the 14th. On Thursday the 15th, we'll, weather permitting, be in the courtyard for our Glow in the Park happy hour, and so we'll be having a glow dancer, we'll have some music, and then glow sticks and fun food and drinks for everybody. On Thursday the 22nd, we have a presentation about Paris architecture in Chicago, and then on the 29th, we have a Gertrude Stein presentation. A couple other things, we have our Girl Scouts coming out this coming Sunday and next Sunday. So if you'd like to buy Girl Scout cookies, they will be here. And then my last thing is on the 13th, we are going to be doing a photo shoot for all the veterans of the building to get their photos done for Veterans Day. It's early, I know it's not quite November, but we're getting prepared. So we invite all the veterans to come out for that. Questions for me? Joe.
Yeah, you mentioned about the duos and who are they?
So Joe asked, who are the duos and the trio? On the 7th, it is the Vince McCari trio. And then on the 14th, the duo, Andy Bosseth, and I'm blanking on the other partner. But Vince McCari has performed before with his trio, and then Andy Bosseth leads our Sabbath service, and he has a duo that performs together. That one will be about Irving Berlin and Cole Porter music. So more information in the buzz. Marion.
If we really finally get bus drivers up and going, is there any chance we can go to the Botanic Garden?
Marion asked, once our bus drivers are up and going, if we can go to the Botanic Gardens. The quick answer is yes. We are planning to reschedule all the special trips that we did not get to go on. One of those hopefully being the wonderful exhibit that's at the Art Institute. Hopefully going on a Thursday when it's free. There's, oh goodness, a Georgia O'Keeffe exhibit that a lot of people want to see. So we're going to be rescheduling all of those trips that we've been wanting to go on. Any other questions? Sherry.
Other movie selections, please.
Sherry said she'd like better movie selections. So what I'll say is write down your movie ideas, because everything we're showing is what people have written down, except for the ones that are new releases that we hope you all will like, and the ones that are kind of fitting our theme. For the month of July, our theme was Your Town, so we showed Chicago movies on Tuesdays. So if there's something you want to see, just let us know. You know where Shantae in my office is.
About the movies, I second that lady. The movies are terrible most of the time.
Okay, so Charles said that the movies are terrible. So again, what I'll say, write down the movies that you want to see. Because, you know, what you might think is terrible might be somebody else's movie that they requested. There's so many people that want a new release or an old classic. We have to blend it all together. Like Ted and others have said, we have over 400 people. So write down what you'd like to see and we'll do our best to show it. Anything else today? Duana?
I just want to make a comment. I'm really pleased to read that you're getting better ropes for the flag displays, because I appreciate having flag displays.
Okay,
While assuming that they're going to be good supping bands, which I trust they will be.
Duana stated that she's glad to hear that the flagpoles are getting restrung with new ropes. Christina sent that out in her good news, and yes, there's a team all working to get those flagpoles back to their former glory. Marion, just 1 second, I thought I saw a hand over here. Rana, did you have a hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to you and Sashay for all the hard work.
Thank you, Rana. Rana shared her appreciation for Shantae and I, so thank you, Rana, for sharing that. Thank you all. Okay, last question, Marion.
The monthly newsletter, and I have a feeling you may have no control over this, it's so much harder to read in this new format. I really cannot see the words in this calendar.
So Marion stated about the newsletter, we've kind of gone through a little bit of a transition period. And so I had shared with Rich and Ted, after the first newsletter came out under the new format, there was a lot of comments similar to Marion saying that the font is small, it's difficult to read, you're missing the staff feature. Rich, as board president, took down everybody's notes, shared it with Ted, who shared it with our management office downtown, and then they created a new format. So the newsletter that should be arriving today, hopefully going out to you all tonight, is a little different format, still matching all the other senior lifestyle communities. And so let me know what you think about this one. This is kind of what we were able to compromise on. It has a little bit more. It does have the staff feature back. It doesn't have the birthdays though. So the birthday sheets, we always have them in the mailroom on the 1st of the month. So let me know what you think about this new newsletter, and I'll keep doing the best I can to get the font as big as I can. But that is my time for today. Thank you all for coming out to our community meeting. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you for setting times, Molly. That was great.
And please make sure to sign the poster in the bag.